Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how to do easy contouring with powder. So that's like with a powder bronzer or a powdered highlighter. So this is probably one of the easiest ways of doing it, especially for beginners. And you know, we're not going to do any stripes or any lines on the face or anything like that. This is just really basic and easy. You can do day or night. I usually actually contour with the bronzer for during the day. So if you're into doing those lines and heavy contouring, this is probably not the video for you. I'll have to do another one for you guys. So I'm going to start with the bronzer, and you want to go a matte bronzer compared to, like, say a shimmer bronzer. And I have, this is the Balm and this is the Too Faced one, and either one of those would work. So the reason why you want to use a matte instead of a shimmer is, say you don't want to like a bunch of glitter right here. I mean, you could go in afterwards with a shimmer or a glitter bronzer just to warm up the face, but for contouring you want to do a matte. So contouring, anything you contour you're going to take away. Anything you highlight you're going to bring out, if that makes any sense. So the reason why you contour here is because you want to make your cheekbones look thinner, maybe take off a few pounds off the face, contour here to get rid of this neck here. So, and then anything you highlight, like your cheekbones, you really want to bring up your eyes and make it look like you have sculptured cheekbones. I don't really have much of a cheekbone. That's why I do this. So, let's start. And you can use, an angle brush like this, and this is the M.A.C. Oh, it rubbed off. I think it's the 168 brush. And then this is the Real Technique brushes. I think this is the setting brush. So this is actually for setting powder, but it's small enough you can use it to contour too. So any brush angled or like this will do. I'm going to use the Bahama Mama. And I'm going to start actually with under here. So you're going to start like where your earlobe is. Like I have to hold my earring out of the way. And you're just going to follow the jawline and go right underneath your chin. So you want to start back here and then have it fade back. And that way you don't have like a solid line. You're going to take that powder and blend down. And just make sure you blend everything so that way you just don't get these harsh lines. That's not, unless that's what you want, then go for it. Other than that, it's not that attractive. You want everything to look semi or as natural as you can get. Okay, now I'm going to do the cheekbones. This is the most popular place to contour. This is where everybody wants to contour. So to go over that a little bit, and like I said, you don't have to keep switching brushes. I just did for demonstration purposes. So to contour, you see people do the fish face. It's not necessary. You don't have to do it. That's not where you're going to contour, is right here. So you're going to find the top of your ear and you're going to draw an imaginary line. So from your ear to your mouth, that's the correct one, is right underneath your cheekbone right here. This line right here. So another easy way is you just literally stick your finger, find underneath your cheekbone. You can feel it, and under there is where you want to contour. You don't want to contour above it. You don't want to go way down here. You want to go right underneath that bone right there. The other thing is, if you're looking straight ahead, right where your iris is, if you go right on the outside part of your iris, that line straight down, you don't want to contour past this line right here. You could go all the way here. You see people do it all the time. It's not necessary. This is just simple, easy, very natural looking. I know I'm giving you all these little rules, but this is just so that way you don't come off looking like a drag queen. Like I said, if that's your goal, this is not the video for you. Sorry, I'll do a desert one. But yeah, so from here to here is where you should contour. So take a bit of that and start back here, because you want this to be the darkest part. You don't really want to start here and then fade up, because that way it won't look natural. So start here and then take your product, and I'm going to take the tip end of my brush and use that to blend it. And then from there, like I said, I'm going to do like little circular motions into the hairline, because you just don't want a stripe that stops right before there we go. A nice sculptured cheek. This, I have a cheekbone here. Here I do not. And if you do get any a little bit past, just take your powder brush and blend it. And make sure you take your powder brush and also go underneath it and right above it. Okay, so cheekbones are done. The other thing too is I wouldn't go any thicker than this brush because you don't really want a huge gigantic stripe that's going to take all that, because that kind of defeats the purpose of just defining your face. So keep it fairly thin. If your brush is too thick, just simply take it, pinch it, and go in like that. Alright, so now for the dimples. To take my brush, and everybody's face is different. Like if you have a really more long face and you already have cheekbones, you could actually skip this part here. If you have a really short forehead, you don't have to necessarily contour it. If you have a tall forehead, then go for it. It is literally knowing your face. I mean, like I said, if you have a small forehead, you don't need to contour it. It's just using common sense on where you need to enhance your features. So I'm just going to take and go right on the dimple, blending into the hairline. And then taking the tip right here of my brush to go right along the hairline to blend it in. You will have to fix your hair afterwards. And that's just to make your forehead look a little smaller. So you could, if you have, say, like really broad right here, you could contour right here. I don't have that. It's always a good idea to leave this space right here. Don't put any bronzer on it, leaving it clear of the contouring, and you leave this for highlighting. That way it looks like you actually have an extended cheekbone and not just these little cheekbones that pop up right here, if that makes any sense. Okay, now for the nose. So I'm going to take a little brush like this. This is actually just an eyeshadow brush that I use. If you're in a jam, you can definitely use one of these. I've seen people do it. I've done it. It's not necessarily right. And you would just pinch this and go in like this. But you're not really doing yourself any favors because I contour my nose to make it look a little bit smaller. And by using this big brush, even by pinching it, I'm not making it look that cute little petite nose that I want. So if you can, use a brush. I use an eyeshadow brush. That's what I have. But in a pinch, you can pinch your brush. So I'm going to take my bronzer and I'm going to start by actually doing a little smiley face, or a little happy face. A little smile, not a face. What am I saying? Like so. Don't worry, we're going to blend it out. And you're going to take that, you want it darkest here. And I'm going to carry that all the way up. Now if you have a really thin nose, this is not the way to do it, by all means. Then your best bet would be highlighting, which I'll be getting to that. So there we go. Quite attractive, isn't it? The little stripes. Now if you do have like a big burly nose and you want that cute little turned up nose, all you would do, I'm not even putting any more product on, is rounding it ever so slightly right there. I don't do that, but that's just a quick little thing how you get that effect. So then, of course, you're going to blend it out. Just going to take my regular powder brush. And you don't really want to go like this because that just defeated the whole purpose. And you're having a hard time blending it out, just take whatever powder you use and dab a little bit over it. And if all else fails, you've got a powder brush too. Just make sure you blend it enough where you don't have lines on your face. So there we go. All bronzed up and contoured. So now for the highlighting part. So any highlighter will do. This is the one by THEBALM. This is the Mary Lou Manizer. I will get it out. So it's just a highlighter like this. I'm going to take, this is the MAC 130 brush. You can use any brush. Like this is the Sigma F40 brush. This is the same, pretty much the same one as the MAC one. You can use this for contouring. If you have a clean one, you can also use this one highlighting. You can use a fan brush too if you want to get fancy. So I'm going to start by highlighting right here, which is the most popular. So I'm going to start back here on top of the cheekbone. So I just contoured here. Now I'm going to highlight in that empty space and then bring down the product. Same thing, your iris, you don't want to go past that. Once you start getting too far into here, you're going to look like you're a hot mess and that you're sweaty and not a natural glow. So keep it back here. And I almost forgot too, how to make your lips look nice and plump. How did I forget this? So anyhow, you're going to take your bronzer, same little brush I used on my nose, and you're going to go right underneath your lip, down here. And this is just going to make your lip look a little bit more pouty and full. Try not to get my brush in my mouth. Or little hairs. Ew. There we go. Back to the highlighting. Take a little bit of that highlighter. Whoa. Dust off my brush. Put just a little bit on your chin. Go like this. And a little bit right here. These two little lines right here. And this is going to make it look, well, if we're going to do it correctly, we take a small brush. I'm using an angled one. And you'd go right on those little lines right there. Make a little V right above your lips. Take your brush, blend it out. And that's how you would make your lips look all nice and fuller, puckered lips. Take a dab, like whatever's left on your brush, and put a little dab on your nose. I got too much. And you would just blend that out with your powder brush. And you can do a little bit down your nose if you want to make your nose look a little longer. Try not to get too much highlighter on your nose. You don't want to look like you have a shiny nose. Taking a little bit of that highlighter, you can go in just right here above the eyebrows. Like I said, if you get to the point where you're like, oh my gosh, that's too much, just take your powder brush and blend. Blending is the key to everything. Alright, last but not least, you're going to take your highlighter and a small brush. This is totally optional, but you're going to go right in the corners of your eye. And I have already a little bit, but I'm going to go in a little L shape right by the tear duct, and that's just going to help brighten the eye. And then you could also take the brush and go underneath your eyebrows, so where your arch is, down to the tail. You don't really need to go any further. You can, definitely, it's makeup, have fun with it, but from here on down, this is just basics highlighting 101. Like so. So this one looks a little brighter than this one, maybe a little bit. I think it looks a little better So we're going to do it on the other side. Okay, now last but not least, blush. So you've already contoured, you've highlighted, you've got your cheekbones going on. Now if you want, you take a little bit of blush, and you can use a matte or a shimmer. I'm using a matte, and this is the Tarte The Captivating. I'm going to take an angled brush. And now some people like to put blush right over their highlighter. Some people like to put it down here. I like to put it in the middle. So you've got your highlighter, your bronzer. I'm going to go just in the middle. So a little bit's going to be on the highlighter. So it's going to be a little bit of shimmer rose, but yet it's not too far up, and I just wiped out that highlight. Now you can take what's left on your brush and bring it down your neck, so that way you just don't have makeup here. And I'm just going to, like I said, I have no other product. I'm just bringing it down here. Like so. Now if you happen to go like, oh my gosh, that's so much powder on my face, I don't like the powdery look, easy fix. Just take like Urban Decay, any of the setting sprays. Actually, Mario Badescu makes a rose water one. It's only like $7 to get rid of that powdery look, since that's what you have on your face and that's what you're contouring with. Just gonna spritz your face, and you can use either one, and that's all you need, and that will actually help set it, and it gets rid of that powdery face. Alright, so there we go, we're all done, and that is how to contour your face. Now a little bit of practice, you should be able to do this in like less than a minute. I do this every day, take my bronzer, I contour my face, throw on the highlighter. Once you get used to it, it does not take long at all, and it's not a lot of thought. It just becomes in your natural routine, in your everyday routine, yeah. So I hope this helps you enjoyed it, and you put this into your everyday routine, so that way you get some nice high cheekbones, or imitation of high cheekbones. So I hope this helps and you enjoy it, and I will see you in my next video.